Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ma'am and friends. We are from Group 1, which consists the members of Jasmine Melati, Fatima Akila, Rizky Prabu, and myself, Abakus Fadlan Alfa. In this occasion, we'll be explaining about group discussion in an academic setting. Before we give an example, I would like to explain briefly about what is group discussion in academic setting. So, group discussion in academic setting is a conversation where a small group or a large group of students or participants discuss and explore an academic topic to enhance their learning, their critical thinking, and even their communication skills. Now, this discussion can be in the form of classroom discussions, debate book clubs, and other groups. Now, there is a structure for the discussion. It begins with introduction, where the topic is presented and the objectives are clarified. Then is followed by the main discussion, where participants share their thoughts and ideas, and usually often guided by a moderator. And afterwards, there's a session for questioning or clarification to ensure understanding between participants. Finally, the discussion is usually conclude with a summary of key points and any discussion or action plans that have been agreed. Now, the expression used for every stage are different. So when we are in the introduction stage, we can start a discussion by saying, let's begin by discussing blank blank blank, or our topic for today is blank blank blank. Now, when we are stating the purpose, we can say this discussion aims to blank blank blank, or we are here to explore blank blank blank. Now, when we are presenting opinion and ideas, we can start introducing an idea by saying, in my opinion, blank, 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 or I believe that blank, blank, blank. Now, when we are supporting someone's ideas, we can say with, I agree with what you said because blank, 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 or an example of this would be blank, blank, blank. Now, when we are asking for opinion, we can say, what do you think about blank, blank, blank? Or how do you feel about blank, blank, blank? Now, when we are trying to clarify or elaborate, we can ask by, could you explain blank, blank, blank further? Or exactly do you mean by blank, blank, blank? Now, when we are trying to agree or disagree, when we're trying to agree, we can say, I completely agree with blank, 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 or that's a good point. I think blank, blank, blank. Now, when we are trying to disagree with someone's opinion, we can disagree with them politely by saying, I see your point, but I think blank, 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 or I'm not sure I agree with blank, blank, blank. Now, when we are trying to summarize and conclude our discussion, we can use to sums up. We've discussed blank blank blank, or usually in conclusion, it seems that blank blank blank. Now, when we are trying to wrap our discussion, we can say, shall we agree that blank blank blank, or to conclude that we have reached the decision that blank blank blank. Now, that's all for the brief explanation and the structure of group discussion. Our group will be giving you example dialogue, which will be moderated by Rizky Prabu or Kaye. Kaye, the time is yours.
All right, thank you for the chance and pleasure to meet you, everyone. Today, I invite you to discuss whether homework should be banned. Some people think it is helpful for students to practice what they have learned, while the others believe it can be too stressful. And I love to hear from both sides to decide if homework matters. Let's start by sharing our thoughts. To start off, I would like to open with questions. Do you think homework is necessary for students, or is it something we don't really require? Jasmine, how about you start?
From my perspective, homework shouldn't be banned because it's useful and it helps students remember what they have learned in the class. Without it, they might forget things too quickly. So, homework gives them time to review and practice.
Exactly, I agree with what you said because too much homework can be overwhelming for students. So if students have a lot of work from different subjects, they could get stressed and not learn as well.
Yeah, I agree
right?
with Fatima. Homework can be helpful, but not if it's too much. The quality of the homework also matters more than how much we can give, and the homework actually should be meaningful to the students.
What do you
Hmm,
think, Aye?
good point. So it's not about homework itself, but how much and what kind of homework we give, right? And Fadil, what do you think about this?
Exactly, Kaye. So if the homeworks make students think and apply what they've learned, that means it's actually useful for the students. But if it's just repeating the same thing over and over, student might get bored and just stop caring about it.
Right, I agree, Fadil. Teachers should give homework that makes students think more. It shouldn't just be about doing the same exercises every single day.
But we also need to remember that some students have things to do outside of the school, like helping at home, doing extracurricular work maybe. So if they get too much homework, they might not have time for other important things.
Hmm.
But
Then, does anyone have any other thoughts or questions? Maybe an example from your own experience? I believe that we all have experience doing homework during our school's time, haven't we?
Yeah, I think homework also teach students how to manage their time. It helps them to plan and get their work done on time. For example, based on my experience, I usually make my homework list every week. So I will check them one by one if I have already done it.
yeah, actually, what do you think, Fadil?
True, but we also need to teach them uh, that resting and taking breaks is important.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Having a balance is really important, right, Kayu?
Splendid, everyone. So to sum it up, we have talked about how homework can help students review and practice, but it can also be stressful if there's too much. We agree that homework is useful, but only when it's balanced and reasonable. As we end, what's the best way to make sure homework is helpful and not too much? How should a teacher plan homework to keep it useful?
In my opinion, a teacher should assign homework with a clear purpose, ensuring that it reinforces the learning that has been taught in the class. It's important that assignments are not excessive in length but focus on quality.
Yes, yes, that's true, Jasmine. I do agree with your point, and I'd like to add that a good rule of thumb for homework is to respect the students' times by giving age-appropriate assignments. Now, teachers should actually consider the recommended homework guideline, which is 10 minutes per grade level per night, so that we can prevent students from overloading with the homework. So the students can learn without becoming frustrated or losing interest. And this also helps maintain a healthy balance between schoolwork and personal time.
Exactly. Nice points. However, I would like to add one thing more that homework should be interesting and have a different types of tasks to keep students excited. So teachers can give a reading assignment so students can learn more about what was taught in class, or they can ask students to do creative projects like drawing, writing, or making presentation to show what they have learned. And also maybe problem solving tasks can help students think harder and use what they know in real lives. And by mixing them up, these types of homework, it can become more fun and help students stay motivated without getting bored. What do you think, Aya?
Hmm. Thanks for wonderful discussions, everyone. So we came to consensus that homework can be a helpful tool for reinforcing classroom learning, but it needs to be thoughtfully designed to avoid overwhelming students. Homework should have a clear purpose and focus on quality rather than quantity, ensuring it helps students practice what they have learned without becoming repetitive or tedious. And moreover, respecting students' time is also necessary. Age-appropriate assignments that follow recommended guidelines to help prevent burnout and stress, and giving students time to maintain a balance between schoolwork and their personal life. And finally, engaging in varied tasks such as creative project or problem-solving activities keep students motivated and make homework a more meaningful learning experience. Once again, thank you and have a good day, everyone.
Okay, that is all for our group discussion and our example. I hope that everyone can learn something from our discussion. That is all from our group. We are so sorry if we made any mistake, and have a good day, everyone. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.